Can you say technical difficulties? What's going on, guys? Hey, let me say this first. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are. What's up, Wednesday, and the posse. Give it up. All right, and we're on What's Up Wednesday. We got Danny Savage, draft guru, in the house, and we also got PR Cowboy. Let's give it up for those guys. So listen, guys, I'm a little thrown off right now because trying to set up it takes a lot. You got to get the elements together. You got to get the content together. The last minute. So this is where we are right now. So I'm trying to get this together. So while I'm setting up, PR Cowboy, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Me and the family always makes the Thanksgiving trip. Was excited to see the game, so we'll see you in Thanksgiving. You know that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that, man. And we're gonna get into. Am I buffering? Am I straight?
You're fine. You're fine on my end. You're good. You're good.
You're in. It's buffering on my end.
Okay, PR Cowboy, Okay. Danny, how you doing, brother? What's going on? What's on your day, brother?
Just watching college tape and watching as many spring games, even though like the stars are not going to be out there for the spring games, and also the coaches don't put their stars out there because they're afraid they're going to get poached for the other teams. But trying to just see the younger talent for the spring games and just doing my draft. Now I think he froze.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this here, guys. Hold on a sec. God almighty, I cannot believe this. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What's up, champ?
All right, what's up, Cowboy Champ? Cowboy Champ is in the house. Give it up. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man.
Okay. So I'm like I said, I got my camera froze right now because I keep buffering for whatever reason. So hopefully I come in okay. Anyway, y'all just let me know. Okay. But again, let me say, let me get back into mode, fellas. Okay, y'all. Let me see if we can get this going. And there's Fleabug. Fleabug's in the house. Give it up for Fleabug.
Hey, Fleabug.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
All right, y'all just bear with me while I work out these bugs. I don't know what happened today, but I just having technical difficulty. Here we are, guys. You see the title. Let me get right into this. If I start buffering, let me know. Like it or not, they are America's team. And we're going to get into that. Yeah, I know we got some haters, Danny. We got some haters right now. Cowboys Channel, we got some haters. But it is, and the reason we're going to get into that, there's a topic that's going around, and we've been on the news all day today. So, yeah, something to talk about. But let me get into this here first, guys. So, here's the situation. So, Micah Parsons is talking again. And, he's talking again. So, what has happened? It says Micah Parsons confidently issues bold prediction for Cowboys 2025. All right, so with that being, why you shaking your head, Danny?
Because he writes, he talks more than he does on the field, man.
Oh, tell me about it. So this is what he's saying, Fleabug, and he said, honestly, I see us having another 12-win season. He said that's my prediction, 12-win minimum. I see 12 wins, Parsons said, seemingly looking at the team schedule on his phone. He then committed, listen to this, PR Cowboy, to recording 1 sack for every 100-yard receiving yard Lamb records in 2025 season, vowing to record 20 sacks if Lamb is able to reach 2,000 yards. Well, there it is, guys.
I don't know what the hell he's looking at.
Man, okay. Look, come on, okay.
Go ahead, Cowboy Champ. What you think, brother?
Man, but see, here's the problem, man, with the culture. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about, the Cowboys culture. Jerry Jones with this America's team crap, you got these players, once they make it into, like I said, Pro Bowl or All Pro, they get big headed. They all about my brand. Why are you gonna talk crap and you don't even know what your defense is going to be like? You don't know what the offense is going to be like. You're
Right.
working with a new team.
Well, that's what
And have you seen the schedule?
PR Cowboy. What are you thinking, brother?
You know what it is. It's always the same with me and Parsons. I just look like with the talent he has. I just hate. I hate the podcast that he does. I hate that. I hate that he's looking at the schedule and predicting wins and losses. So like, get your butt into camp and start working. I don't need you looking into December of who you're playing. And that's where the problem. You can say what you want to say about this team or whatever. I mean, I can come out and say they'll win 9-10 games, but it's talks like this when you're a player, you're a star player, you're looking at stuff like that instead of just putting in the work. Hey, we got to take these steps in the offseason. We got to take these steps in training camp and practice to get to that point. And this is the kind of talk that it just eagers me. It just irritates me. And you know what? I was so hyped to get the Eagles' first game of the season, not just because if nothing lights a fire under your belly of watching your division rivalry hang up a championship banner,
Yeah.
That should light a fire under your belly. And like I said, just to sit here and I'm gonna get a sack for this, or I'm just win ball games, man. Win ball games.
Fleabug.
That's your honey boo boots, and basically.
I knew you were going to say that, and you know what? I just want to know why. Like why? And this is my thing: is that we all predict games, or how many games we think we're going to win. Yes, we do all do that. But I'm like, now I do have to agree with PR Cowboy that you haven't even gone to training camp yet. Like, what? Why are you putting all this out there? Like, this is going to come back to bite you in your ass. Like, why? Just why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you put yourself out there like that? And yes, that's my guy, but my guy is tripping right now because why would you even do that?
Come on, Danny, spill the beans, brother.
Listen, I'm okay with him thinking that. I want my players to think that. I want them to. I mean, I don't want my players to be like, oh, we're going to win 2 games. No, I want my players to have that mindset, but I don't want you to go out there and talk about it like that.
Yeah.
Because he just put bulletin board material for all 17 games, 17 teams we play scheduled. It's going to be, Michael, there's going to be a banner in every locker room. We're going 12-5 this year. I was always taught from a kid, when I was a kid, you never give the other team bulletin board material, and it's just, but he has the podcast, and Jerry wishes all 53, Jerry wishes each player on the team had a podcast. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it just pumps his brand more,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, listen, Charles Haley said it the best. This is not me. This is Charles Haley saying it. Charles Haley said he's no dog. There's no dog and there's no leaders on this team. And that's Charles Haley talking. And I never saw Charles Haley in the paper. Charles Haley didn't even like talking to reporters. He didn't.
Yeah.
Just this is the same guy. He's talking like that, but it's like it'll be the first game of the season, and he'll have his hands on his hips in the second quarter, like he's tired already. And I could put millions of clips out there during the season of him on the field, hunched over, like what are you doing in the off season? But him just running his mouth like that just gives that's bulletin board material more for Philly,
Yeah, it's definitely a bold prediction, but Cowboys champ, maybe, just maybe, he knows something that we don't know. I mean, could be the case. I mean, we're on the outside looking
Are
in,
you
but
serious?
this is something that he's standing 10 toes down, Cowboys champ.
Okay,
So it,
Gary, are you joking? Or did you just say that he knows something we don't know?
he,
Like,
he no, he put it
Gary,
out there. The guy
I
put it out there.
understand that, but Gary, come on, let's not
Who
even.
who
Let's not even.
does something like that unless they know something that we don't know? I mean, I'm not going to do anything like that unless I have proof and I know for a fact that I can do a certain thing like that. But again, Cowboys champ,
Yes.
maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe
Uh,
maybe he has a playbook that he's thumbed through and seen from what he had played with in the past and looked at those schemes versus the scheme that he has now. It's like, you know what? Man, we can do something with this scheme. I'm just saying, he put it out there, Cowboys champ.
no, I think he put this out there so he can get more subscribers on the podcast. Remember, you guys. Remember, he learned from granddaddy Jerry. Whether it's negative or positive news, as long as somebody talking about the Cowboys, that's what people going to be going to.
Yeah, and you're so right because things are starting to kick off again, y'all. If y'all notice, things are starting to pick
So I'll
up.
be right back, brother.
Okay, and here we are now. Things are picking up. Here come Micah. He's in the mix of the Dallas Cowboys and things like that. But you know what? I want to share this something. I want to ask you guys about this. This is definitely something I want to bring up. We just saw Danny, and you do the draft, and you do all the guru things with the college football, but we just witnessed what just happened in the NBA draft. And we saw they took the last 11 teams and they did a lottery. So my question to you, how would you think that would work if we took the 18 teams that didn't reach the playoff and we did a lottery? Do you think that would be, is there more pros to that or more cons to that?
I would be definitely against it. Also, I think it's NBA. It's a much smaller team aspect versus the amount of players that play on a team and playing in football. So I think you have that aspect of it. And I know, like, listen, I'm not a big NBA guy, and I'm not a basketball fan at all. But how they have it is the least amount of wins gets more balls. Correct? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you could have a team. Theoretically, you can have a team go 10-6, not make the playoffs, and then that team gets the first round pick again. When Dallas was in their glory years, the 1 year Cunningham got hurt, blew his knee out, and they had Jim McMahon. They went 10-6 and did not make the playoffs. So, would you want to see a team go 10-6, not make the playoffs, and then them get a first round? I mean, the first pick overall in the draft. That would be tough to swallow, in my opinion.
Well, we just saw Dallas Mavericks just pull one. And everybody's saying it's rigged. I mean, so this is something that came from what is his name? Greenberg. His name is Greenberg, and he was actually brought this up. Matter of fact, Mike Greenberg brought this up and said, "What if this was actually done in the NFL? Would it be a success?" PR Cowboy, what do you think about that?
I mean, like you said, there's pros and cons to it. There's a pro to it, like Danny just said, if you're a team that's just on the outside in. But we've seen it also too with really bad teams turning around pretty quick with having that pick already too. But then you would get the same talk. Let's say hey, I don't know, let's say Cowboys or the 49ers are right there and they have the less balls to pick and then they end up getting the win for the first pick. You have this whole talk, it's rigged, it's this, it's that. You're not going to win with the situation. Like I said, I'm not a fan of it. I like the way the NFL has it set up because we've seen teams lose the number one pick in the last game of the season by winning the game. So you know what I'm saying? So it makes it pretty fascinating as the season goes along.
Yeah. Fleabo, what do you think? Would you like to do? I mean, come on now. We go down. You know, you and I are Mavericks fans, and I'm sure. You know, I don't know about PR Cowboy and Danny Savage, so we're excited because we got the number one pick. So, would you like to see something like this in the NFL? You know how they
I'm
pulled
like
it
I'm like Danny. I think it's too much. I think
too much.
I don't think it would work for the NFL because it's just for one, I think it's more teams too in the NFL. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
you'd have
it
more
is.
teams. Yeah.
It would be too
It
much.
is. But they, I think what Mike Greenberg was saying is how it would have everybody watching the television, trying to see, where they're going to draft and things. I don't know.
I mean, we'd probably be doing a show, right? The night,
Yeah, yeah. So
so, I mean, there's some pro, like you said, there's a lot of people watching, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah, no, notice though, like for a team, when the season ends and you know what slot you're in, you can kind of see how other teams you can kind of predict how other teams draft year in and year out.
yeah,
Then you have for those 4 months to go through the thousands of prospects that are out there versus that particular night, them picking, okay, you got the third pick, and now you got to do real quick because you don't know what's going to be available to you.
yeah,
Well, I don't think it would work in the NFL. I mean, the draft used to be one day. It used to be 12 p.m. to like 10 o'clock at night. And
that's
now
true.
they stretched it till they took like 4 or 5 rounds away and they stretched it into a 3-day affair, and now Thursday is Monday night, Friday is second, third round, and then
Yeah,
Saturday is fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. But I just don't like. I don't know. I don't think it would work.
yeah. Yeah, and
So
I guess it was an ideal, and I guess people have mixed reactions, but I think everybody feel the same way you feel, Danny. But guys, y'all see what I put up here? Y'all see the title? Like it or not, they are, and we know who they are. Our team, the Dallas Cowboys, are America's team. Give it up. Now we already know we're gonna have some haters that come in here and say, "Listen, let's talk about this schedule." And this is why we're going to say that we're America's team. Number one, we open the season against the reigning champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, we have to be America's team, Danny, because not only that, we play. How many years have we been playing on Thanksgiving? Not every team is fortunate enough, like the Dallas Cowboys, to play every Thanksgiving Day. Okay, so here we are. We're playing Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day. But wait a minute, I'm gonna let you guys respond to this. But not only that, we play when? Christmas Day.
Christmas.
Where they do that at? What other team does what we do? And I'm gonna start with you, PR Cowboy. That's right, I'm hyped. We are America's teams. Like it or not, we can go 1-17 and still we're gonna bring the ratings up on any national television channel out there. So, PR Cowboy, have the people understand why we're America's team. Come
Yeah,
on.
just like you said, for all you haters that are already like, you think we're going to win 2 games or 3 games. Well, the NFL doesn't care because they're putting us on Christmas Day, opening night, Thanksgiving, and they don't care. Do they do that for any team that's on? When do other teams get primetime games? When they think they're going to be good. When the NFL thinks they're going to be good, they put them on primetime games. With us, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're going to put us on those games. And like I told you before, G, after all the turmoil we've been talking all year, all the negativity we've been talking all year, this and that, the 2 games that came out first got me hyped up. Because, like, what's better than opening night? If you're watching your division rivalries, hang up a championship banner, that's got to eat something under your skin. If that doesn't do nothing to you, Jerry, if that doesn't do nothing to you, I don't know what will. And then, like I said, I will see y'all Thanksgiving. I'll be down there.
That's right.
That's our annual family trip. We take with the family, Kansas City. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Fleabug, I mean, help these folks understand. I mean, again, we
there's
can have the
nothing
best
to
record, but
dispute.
guess what? We coming out like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson and somebody else. Give it up.
Okay, right, and that's true. And I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Don't get me wrong. However, that just goes back to what I say all the time: is that Jerry Jones could give a rat's ass about us winning another Super Bowl because it doesn't matter. We're going to still be, like you said, we're going to get the games that are getting the most hype. So Jerry Jones, he's like, okay, so we win a Super Bowl, okay. He doesn't care because of stuff like this. That just, to me, I mean, of course, I'm happy because I'm a Cowboy fan. Of course, I want us to be okay. The opening night, all of that. Yes, we play every year on Thanksgiving, but I want to see us get something, a championship. Can we do that? That just, I mean, but that's just, I'm happy because I'm a Cowboy fan, and yes, but that just fuels Jerry Jones again to say, okay, so we didn't win a Super Bowl. Who cares? We're still getting all these perks of people that teams that have won a Super Bowl. I don't know. So it's like six in one hand, half a dozen in the other, as they say. I mean, I'm hyped. Yes, I'm hyped, but I want to be hyped for something else. Not because we have the opening night game and a game on Thanksgiving. I'm
So
sorry.
Danny, what separates us from the rest, man? I mean, we hadn't won the Super Bowl in 30 years, but here we are. We were opening up against the reigning champions. Then we got the Kansas. Come on now, Kansas City hadn't played a Thanksgiving game since 2006, and we haven't played them since 1995. So how does a team like us get all this credibility and all this hype that we get?
Because no matter how many Cowboy fans there are out there, there's still 31 other teams in the NFL, and those fans take joy watching Dallas lose on the big games. And Dallas is going to, I'm just being honest with you, they take joy. I mean, the ratings are probably higher when Dallas is losing in other markets because they're going to get, you know, if they do the Giants and let's say the Titans on Christmas, no one's going to watch that. You know what I'm saying? The Thanksgiving game caught me a little bit off guard because I thought Kansas City usually gets the 8 o'clock game because I know they put an 8 o'clock game on Thanksgiving. So I thought that was the Chiefs thing, but I guess not. But, you know, if you look at the last 7 games of the schedule, man, the last 7 games of the schedule are brutal. Straight brutal.
Well,
I mean, it's
and that's what Brian Thompson just said. He said it's a brutal schedule, and it is going to be a brutal schedule. And also 805 Bond, he said we're taking an L on Turkey Day and Santa Day. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got something from 805 Bond. Hold on, y'all. What the what? What are we doing here? But listen,
just win one of those games. Like that would really be awesome if we did. But
so you're right. So let's get into this opening game. We got September 4th. Yeah, September 4th. So there's a lot at stake for this game against the Eagles, and not only that, the Eagles are pretty much. I mean, they're licking their chops because number one, they know they got to hoist the banner right in our face. Okay. So with that being said, knowing that we got to go to Lincoln Field, how are we going to be able to come out of this game with a win, PR Cowboy?
Well, it's the first game of the season, and like I repeat this every year. Teams that play in September do not look the same in November, December. So this game can really go either way. And plus, it's a division game. You know, division game.
Yeah.
You throw that in there. So the game can go either way. And like you said, you're going to see poor defense. You're going to see a lot of, you know, which team is going to make the most mistakes is what's going to happen here. Do we have an identity coming out of preseason? Do we already have our identity, or are you going to stick with that identity? That's another thing. We have a lot of questions on our end. Where as the Eagles, you know, they got pretty much either just lost their offensive coordinator. That's about it, and you know they got everything pretty much the same, right? So more commodity there than us. But like I said, man, if you're now, this will tell you a lot about your team on how hard they played. Because me, like I'm hyped up as a fan, just like man, we defending champ division, you know, like let's go get this game, right? Like I'm hyped up. as a player, how can you not watching them hang a banner and you haven't done nothing? The talk is always about that with us. How can you not pick yourself up for that game? And if I see you come out and just play flat, I'm just gonna be like how
Yeah.
there's just no motivation there.
Well,
And
hold on, Danny, before you go. Lord Nova's in the house. Give it up for my guy that's holding down in PA. So he's actually from Philadelphia, holding down for the Cowboy fans. He said, "What's up, G? Cowboys 15-2. Wait a minute. Sweeping the division with losses to Denver and the Chargers. I like the way this man think. Give it up for Lord Nova." He said, "Hey, Fleabug."
Hey, Lord, no, but I'm just, where are these people getting all these numbers for these big wins? I'm just curious because, I mean, of course, as a Cowboy fan, yes, we want to see that, but I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say at this point because that right there, and then the schedule is okay. I'm just gonna sit here.
It's okay to be optimistic. It's okay to be optimistic. Danny,
Okay, optimistic is okay, but crazy? 15-2?
That's my guy, Lord Nova. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna pull it back up if they do, Fleabug. We'll be like, oh, Lord, no, you called it.
Okay, we're gonna save this day because I will eat my words, but these people 15-2 and then just okay.
Danny Savage, one of the most optimistic guys that we have on this panel is Danny. So, Danny, share your optimistic with us, okay?
what I don't like about going to Philly week 1 is, I mean, like for the last decade, Dallas has just been a slow starting team. It seems like it doesn't matter who the coach has been. It seems like it's been taking us like 3 to 4 games to get our legs underneath us. Mm-hmm. And that's a product of a lackadaisical training camp. I mean, there's only one way to practice tackling, and that's by tackling. But that's all across the NFL too. You see sloppy football the first few weeks of the season. But I also think, like, when the Cowboys are on the field and they drop that banner, that's not going to bother them one bit, because if you go to the Super Bowl and win it, do they get paid extra millions in that contract? No. They don't care about winning. They don't. It's a business. It's a business.
I have to disagree.
Are you saying the players don't care about winning the Super Bowl?
Yes,
I gotta disagree with that, because you don't go out there and get George Pickens and then expect to just to lay a big goose egg. I mean, that is a move that we haven't done in a long time. So I got a little bit more.
Williams,
Say it again.
When we traded for Roy Williams, we only trade for wide receivers. It started with Joey Galloway. We gave up 2 number 1s for Joey Galloway. Then we gave up a 1 plus a lot more for Roy Williams. Then we gave up a 1 plus for Amari Cooper. And now we gave up a 3rd and a 5 for Pickens. And he's an undrafted free agent after the season. So it's amazing, though. We're 29th first to run, and we trade for a wide receiver. That's Jerry Jones.
And that's what we're talking about right now. Whoa, that's like a big old dog. Let's do this here real quick. That dog, that might, man, listen. So, Cowboys champ, listen. So, we're talking a little bit about the opening game against Philadelphia, man, and we're trying to be optimistic about it. And Danny, I thought he was going to bring more optimistic views, but I guess he's just being straight up with it. So, Cowboys champ, how do we overcome this game against Philadelphia Thursday night, September 4th?
Well, we're not. We can't. Number one, let's start with the trenches.
Darius is not happy how we're answering these questions tonight.
Okay, both sides of the ball. The Cowboy offensive line, I still have trouble with the bookends, Garden and Steele. Now, and of course, we got a rookie in Booker, and hopefully he can maintain, early. Because his team's going to get to the fire real fast. On the opposite side, the Eagles' offensive line versus the Cowboys' defensive line, that's the biggest problem right there. Especially the Cowboys' two starters, Osa and Mozzie. They both are undersized. Both of them
Okay.
undersized. And the Eagles are going to run the ball right down the Cowboys' throat
Okay.
with
Stop.
Barkley. With Barkley. Gee, you got to hear this, man. You got to hear this. And the Cowboys did not address the defensive tackles down to the 7th round. And they put all their money on Osa, who's like 280. He could be defensive end. And you know about Mozzie. And they got Solomon Thomas. And
So,
the Cowboys,
so this is
it's
what we're
really
doing.
bad.
See, this is okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. You guys are basing this off of Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy. That's because that's the only thing you can base this off of our former coaches, guys. Now, as far as me, I'm optimistic because guess what? No one will have any tape, any film on what this offense is going to look like. So when we do play Philadelphia, they're going to have to guess. They have no idea. We got a brand new coach in Brian Schottenheimer, which no one knows how he coaches. But we're going to get a chance to see that on this day. Hold on, let me finish my part real quick. So, with that being said, as a defensive coordinator, I have to figure out how to play this team on the fly. And I'm sure what would make Brian Schottenheimer one of the most talked about coach throughout the season if he were to go in game 1 and beat the Eagles. I guarantee you that is his attitude. We're looking at a whole different scheme, guys, because I just can't base what we have now off of last year and the year before that because we're in a area of the unknown. But I can truly say this, by having Pickens, it's definitely going to help Dak. Again, we don't know what Matt Eberflus defense is going to look like. We don't know who the starters are. So I can't just piggyback off of last 2 seasons of what I've seen because I feel that it's going to be a lot better than what we've seen before. Just my opinion. So I think this is what's going to carry us in the first game is the unknown of the offensive scheme and the defensive scheme. And we saying Osa, but we don't know what that scheme looks like. We don't know who the linebackers are. So, again, I'm going to give us a chance. PR Cowboy, I don't know about you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm with you, G. Like I said, now, like, is there worrisome? Like, oh, is our cornerback's going to be ready? There's questions. No guarantee. Like, I get what everybody's saying. There's questions on this team. But like I said before, we don't know what the Eagles are going to look like week 1. Or like you said, with this whole training camp, you don't get to practice like you used to. Danny even said himself, Eagles are not, there's no guarantee they're going to come out and play like they did in the postseason. And like you said, with the whole new coaching staff we got in, they might think like, oh, they're saying they're gonna try to throw the ball around, or maybe we're not. Maybe we're gonna run the ball 40 times with 2 different guys. We don't know. Maybe they're gonna see a lot more motion. We don't know. Like I said, I think it's a division game as well, and these games are usually played pretty tight, and we get 2 in a row. And these like, I don't care what you want to say. It's early in the season. Like, it is early in the season, but that's just 2 big games to start the year off.
For sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's just my take, my opinion. I just think that this is going to probably weigh more on the defending champions as far as them coming out and trying to maintain. And like I said, when you win a Super Bowl, it's harder to get there the third time. So just my opinion. But let me ask you guys this. So what is our expectations, Cowboys champ? And I know, let's start with you, of Dak Prescott. We're talking about now maybe the best quarterback in the league, but the most highest paid quarterback in the league. So, what is your expectations from your quarterback?
Well, my my expectation is start with the coaching staff. They gonna have to peel back Dak Prescott from throwing over 30 attempts. Now, if Schottenheimer, if he true to his word, talking about he want to run the ball more, like they did in his rookie year in 2016, then the Cowboys stepped into the right direction because you do not want your $60 million quarterback like he did the past several years, stay in that pocket with the offensive line the way they are, and he get popped from behind.
Mm.
And another thing, Dak, I expect Dak to be in that film room. Everything is up here because physically, he already at his peak. He already passed his peak. He going downhill. But mentally, he should be at his peak mentally. He should, if you having them twos take the high, to attack underneath. Throw it to the linebacker. I'm sorry, to the running back, to the slot receiver. Help yourself. Not trying to hold on to the ball way too long and you end up getting hurt. It's going to take a initiative for him to get better.
Yeah. Danny, what do you think? What is your expectation from your quarterback this year? I mean, how do we get through this season? I mean, knowing that he has a few injuries from the past, man. So how are you going to coach this guy up to be successful?
I think he reached his ceiling a long, long time ago, and he's on the downward. Ever since he snapped his ankle, he's never been the same. Once he snapped his ankle, he was afraid to run. So that's made him more stationary. And since he's been more stationary, the offensive line has gotten deteriorated. So now we have a lesser offensive line with a lesser mobile quarterback. That's not a good sign. I'd love to come out and see Dallas run the ball 40 times. Problem is, the offensive line that's going to show up September the 4th, that's not the same offensive line as 2016. And we have major question marks at not one, both of our tackle positions, both of them. And we have a rookie right guard. So, and we're going to be facing probably the best defensive line in the NFL, which is Philly. So, I mean, we got Pickens. He should stretch the field. But then I also try to tell people Dak can't throw a pass if he's laying on his back.
That's so true.
So you got to protect your quarterback first. I mean, listen, the run's are going to open up the pass. The pass is going to open up the run.
Yeah.
I'm happy we finally got fresh legs in the offensive backfield.
Yeah.
We don't got to stare at Zeke anymore, man. I think, though, I know it's the first game, and what you see in the first is not what you're going to see at the end. But I just got a feeling what we're going to see that Thursday night game that's how Dallas' season is going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Philly's not going to do nothing great. The Philly's just going to come straight out and run the ball. Run right between the tackles.
Yeah, and this is something that Clayton Adams is going to have to do. He's going to have to put Dak, and not only Dak, but it's his lineman. He's going to have to weigh out his pros and his cons, his strength and his weaknesses. So, Fleabug, with that being said, what is your expectation for Dak? I mean, what is it going to take to get Dak through 17 games to keep him off his back and to win some games? I mean, we're talking about the highest paid quarterback. I mean, we can't make any more excuses. There's no more excuses for Dak. There's not.
There aren't any more excuses. My expectations is for him to get out there and act like somebody who's the highest paid quarterback, who's supposed to be the leader of the team. That's my expectation. Now, what's really going to happen, I don't know. Do I think that Dak is going to make it through the season without getting hurt? I don't. I've been saying that all summer long, that I don't think he's going to make it through the whole season. I would love for him to. I just need him to get. Danny said that he's on the downslope, and he is. I think I number one said he never should have gotten this for another 4 years, but it's here. He's got it. He just needs to get out there and play like he's the number one quarterback. He just has to get out there and he's got to act like he knows the game of football. Like he can't. Sometimes I think like he plays like he's scared sometimes, and he can't do that. He definitely cannot do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get over the fact that we're all saying he's not gonna run again. Okay, so that's all said and done. He's not gonna run. So he needs to. He's gonna have him as being the number one paid quarterback. He's gonna have to say, look, we're gonna have to do plays that are gonna do other skills than running. He's gonna have to get with his coach, his quarterback coach, and they're gonna have to come up with something that's gonna show that he still can that he's the number one quarterback. Point blank. Period.
Yeah. PR Cowboy.
He can't get out there and play scared. He can't.
Tell us something. How do we gonna get Dak through 17
Yeah.
games, and what is it going to take?
It's going to take a coaching effort. The coaches got to put them in good position, just like
Right.
any quarterback.
Right.
Coaches put quarterbacks in good positions, and whenever you try to make the quarterback do things that he's not used to doing or not great at doing, that's
Yeah.
when you have trouble.
Yeah.
And we saw it last year when you just drop. We know he can't drop back 35, 40 times a game. You know that's not a recipe for winning. We've known that his whole career. And I've sitting up here and I've backed Dak. I'm still backing Dak. I don't care what anybody says. Whatever. But look, I know you can't. You have to run this football. The coaching staff has to run the football with him. That's where the play action comes off. That's where we've been. How do you help struggling offensive line? Run the ball. Make it easier for them. Not just make it easy for Dak. Make it easier for everybody. And like you said, make the throws when they're there. That's if you're going to be limited to 25 passes or whatever the case, you got to make them count also. So there's that aspect. But like you said, coaches got to put you in that position to help you succeed. It's just you see it all the time, right? You see quarterbacks fail all the time when coaches don't put them in, and you see them succeed when coaches do put them in good situations. So It's just everybody has to be on the same page. Let's play the starters in preseason. We got a whole new brand new cup. We have a whole new coaching staff. You have a whole new scheme and this and that. Put these guys in. Let them play some snaps. Because like we said before, we're going to see sloppy play the first month or two because of these limited training camp practices and all this stuff. Get these guys some playing time in the preseason.
That's so true. Yeah, and I agree with you on that, man. I don't care if they just play one series or one series to drive the ball down the field, get a field goal, or score a touchdown and come out. But we got to change the narrative of letting Dak sit on the sideline in the starters the whole preseason and expecting him to get in the first game and put up big numbers. It just doesn't work like that, And I think that's how we end up being a lot of our players end up being injured so early in the season because we're keeping them from getting hurt. We're playing not to get hurt. You got to get out there and play. Jimmy Johnson, one thing he did, oh man, they banged. They was up in Midwestern practicing. They wasn't out there in Oxnard. They was out there in 100-degree weather out there practicing. He said, mind over the body. He always said that, and that's what got them where they were. Here we are practicing 60-degree weather out there in Oxnard, and we come back to Frisco and we practice indoors. So, dude, it's a recipe for injury. So, it is, that's where we are. But I want to get into some of these comments. We got a lot of good comments here, guys, and you guys can kind of comment on them if you need to. So, right here, Dallas fan 1997 says it's a winnable schedule, but Dak and DT is the biggest concern. Mostly Dak though. And yeah, we like I said, there's no more excuses, Danny. Right? There's no more excuses for Dak. And
But when you say there's no more excuses for Dak, like, okay, I understand we traded for Pickens, but how is Pickens coming to Dallas any different than Lamb, Cooper, and Michael Gallup?
What's different is you got a different coach. We thought Mike McCarthy was going to be that guy that knew how to run this offense. It just didn't happen. It just fell apart. Man, the wheels fell off on his offense. And Kellen Moore, basically, he was one. I'm sure you guys can agree, was the guy that was throwing the ball 40 times a game. So Neither one of these guys were a perfect fit. And if we want to talk about Dak being great or even above, average, was under Scott Linehan. What you got, PR Cowboy?
Here's my thing on that too. Is when we understand like he's played good through the season and some reason the playoffs it just doesn't click right. But there's just games in the postseason where man, like it just seems like every postseason there's either a defensive play, there's a special teams play that just goes out and wins that game for you. It's not always like I get it. The quarterback, we lean on him, right? Like, but I remember was it the Green Bay 49ers game when it was like 3-3 ball game. All game. Neither quarterback was doing it. Aaron Rodgers was not doing it. I think it was Jimmy G at the time. I can't remember. But they were not doing nothing. It was a block punt that won the game. And we've seen it in these type of games. You can go back to the Turpin kick return against 49ers where he took a wrong turn. If he doesn't take that wrong turn, he scores a touchdown. We don't know what's the difference. We've seen it with Stephon Diggs drop an interception. The only touchdown the 49ers scored all game in the end zone. Your star player, Diggs, dropped the interception in the end zone. So we can keep on saying Dak this, Dak that, this, but if your other star players are not showing up either, it's just not going to work. You're not going to win. And we could say we can go on and on about these, but anyways, but like everybody's right. We know the running aspect is out of the game for Dak. That's a really big concern because that was always a part you can be like, okay, you can win some games that way, And now that part's out of it. So this coaching staff's got some work to do and to figure out what. And like you said, if you say you're going to come out and run the ball and that's going to be your strategy, we heard that last year. You didn't do that. Yeah. Let's see what you do this year.
Yeah, and I think that's where Clayton Adams going to come in, and he's going to come up with a good run scheme for Dak because, again, we cannot allow Dak to run out that pocket. We're going to see Dak more like a pocket passer, if anything. I would like to see him more up under center, do more of the bootleg, which he was good at one time. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. But Patrick Ryder says we got to control the clock against the Eagles. Cowboys champ. Would you agree with that?
Yep. If you control the clock, that means that's less 3 and outs.
Yeah.
And that's been a big concern, not just with that ring, but also Romo ring as well. You can go back the last 10 years. The 3 and out, that's a kill. That's one of the Cowboys' Achilles heel. That's been hurting the defense as well.
Yeah. And it was so funny about that, man, is because we had Hunter Lupke. We had Hunter Lupke, Danny, and we did not even – I mean, he fumbled one time and it's like his career was over. I mean –
because basically the fullback position has been eliminated from the game of football. They just don't use it no more.
So could you say that was a wasted pick?
Well, he was an undrafted free agent, and we gave him like guaranteed money, but compared to the money the Joneses have, it's nothing. But it was basically that position has basically just been phased out. It's phased out.
But when we're talking about controlling the clock, if you give me a guy, I don't care if he is a fullback, but if he can give me 3 yards a carry. And he can play smash mouth football to control the clock and allow the defense to rest. I think I have to come up with a scheme to, get him the ball,
I agree. And our fan base all thought he was Moose Johnson 2.0. Our fan base thought he was Mike Allstott. And I'm like, no, he's not. But that's we hype up everybody we get. You know what I'm trying to say? But we have to control the clock. But real quick, when I said earlier, I don't think the players really care about Super Bowls, is because September the 4th, after that game, you're going to see players exchanging jerseys. And I just can't see how you play a game. Now, this is your rival. They picked you to come in here. These are the same people that stood up and clapped when Michael Irvin got backboarded onto the ambulance. And they didn't know if he would walk again when he hurt his neck. And yet you're going to take your jersey off and trade jerseys after the game? Charles Haley wouldn't have done that. Randy White wouldn't have done that. DeMarcus Ware wouldn't have done that. That's why I say I call the whole NFL, I call it all friends football. They're all businessmen.
Yeah.
All entrepreneurs. They don't care.
Well, and that's the thing. I can't ride with you on that one there, man. Just you don't have anybody on this team that knows about the history of the Eagles. I mean, that's something that Jerry will have to preach to them. They wasn't there when Michael Irvin went out on the stretch. I mean, that's something that has to be preached by Stephen Jones or somebody that's been there around the league, the organization for some time. These guys, they don't know nothing about that. But you have, if you want it to be a rival game, you got to implement that into and remind these guys, we do not like the Eagles. We do not like the Eagles, and we're not doing this. So, but if you don't do that, again, this is what these guys are going to do. Switch jerseys.
I think there's one guy on the team that brings that, and that's Ferguson. And every time you see him play against anybody.
Yeah, you're right. I'll give you that. He has heart.
It's the one guy that gets in somebody's face after he catches the ball. And I just hope that rubs off on somebody. Maybe with Pickens. We've seen Pickens get into some setting match people. Maybe hopefully that brings some attitude to this team, having two of those guys just, hey, get a first down, just get in somebody's face. I know we get these unsportsmanlike penalties and stuff like that. We can't have that stuff, but I like to see it still. I still like to see it.
No, of course, same here. There's a lot of times like talent and leadership does not always go together. So a lot of times the most talented players, they're not leaders. But this team they have to find some leaders. Some leaders have to step up to get in other people's faces, man.
Do y'all remember? Y'all remember when Chris Richard started a fight with the coaches just to get those guys fired up? Y'all remember that? I thought that was the most beautiful thing in the world when I knew what it was. It was a psych play. He went over there and roughed up the coach over there to get those guys, and we beat the crap out of them that year. Before we go on, I got to give it up for our guy. Cowboys Corner is in the house. Give it up for Cowboys Corner. What's up, Cowboys Corner?
What's going on, you guys? I didn't realize. I thought you went later. I apologize. I could have hopped on a lot sooner. You already been on for an hour, but I could have hopped on and did both shows. But I got a show coming up in 30 minutes.
Okay, well, you good. Well, we're just talking about right now, man, what is it going to take to keep Dak upright and get Dak through 17 games and to be successful throughout this season. So we want to get your take on that real quick.
Yeah, it starts up front with the offensive line. You have to have a good offensive line. And then with Dak Prescott, you have to give him a running game. I think if you can do those two things, protect him in the passing game, get that running game going, don't let him throw 60 times. If he's throwing 60 times, he's back there risking his body 60 times and getting sacked, right? So if you can minimize that, by all means do that, especially for this older quarterback. And that's how you protect your quarterback right there all day long. You have to get that offensive line, do their job in protecting and set up that running game.
Yeah. Well, here's a comment right here. JB, the Cowboy fan, says $60 million quarterback, and we have to limit his throws.
Point.
Well,
that's a point.
Well, it's the injuries, man. I mean, just like Tony Romo, man. Tony Romo, he went down. He was $100 million man, and he went down with, he had just had back injuries. So, but we can't blame. I don't blame him, no man, for taking the money. If somebody's going to give me the money, I'm going to take the money. So I'm not going to say no. I don't. No, don't give me that. So I don't blame Fleabug. I don't blame Dak for taking the money, but at the same time, it's the injuries. It's the injuries. So we have to kind of keep him upright, you think, Fleabug?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Dak Prescott fan, and it's more to it than just him being injured too. He's not a leader. He's just not, and I don't know. He's just not a leader to me.
Well, what you got, Cowboys Corner?
It's not the injuries. It's not the leader aspect of it. It's a system that has to be in place for Dak to thrive.
That's true. It's the
system. Jalen Hurts would not have a Super Bowl ring if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, if it wasn't for that offensive line, if it wasn't for the defensive line, right? Those are the main pieces that help Jalen Hurts play at the high level. Sam Darnold with the Vikings played at a high level this year because the system was right for him to be successful. Jaden Daniels, a rookie quarterback under Dan Quinn. They knew what kind of system as a rookie they had to do, and they did that system. Dak Prescott is a system. Every quarterback's a system quarterback, but there's emphasis on system with Dak Prescott. It doesn't matter the price tag; it matters about the player.
Yeah. And I think that's where we failed them with Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy. I mean, when we saw him up under Scott Linehan, him and Zeke, man. Again, they have to fit the scheme as well, just like Cowboy Corner says. So, I think the previous coaches that we had that had a lot to do with their lack of production. I mean, can you agree with that, Danny? Or what do you guys think?
I agree with you there. For years, I've been preaching with Dak Prescott, Dallas should run a hurry-up offense. Because when is Dak's unstoppable. You give Dak 90 seconds left in the game, he's the best quarterback. He'll march the team right down the ball. It's where he doesn't have to think. He's playing school-out football. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes is doing. So, let him do that. And I've been preaching that for the last 5-6 years. The guy does nothing for 58 minutes of the game, but then you give him the last 2 minutes and bang, he'll get you that touchdown. Or he'll get a kicker close enough to get the field goal. But it's just it's tough. Now he's in his fifth, sixth offensive system already. So, we don't know if this one is,
So, Cowboys champ, can we say a lot of this fiasco starts up in the upper management, not providing this guy with the proper or the right coaches? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, but like what Sarah said, I've been saying this for the past 5-6 years as well. Dak is better when he's running a hurry up type of offense. And my thing is, why can't the Cowboys, when you start the game, why can't the Cowboys utilize that talent? And then when it comes to the end of the game, then that's when you can run the ball and kill the clock. And also save your defense. But for some reason, under the coach, I'm not going to say who was here, he just couldn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't get it. I'm talking, McCarthy, he just couldn't get it. But like what Corner said, the system that Dak going to have to run is the Scott Linehan, Kellen Moore system. And with Shanahan been here for the longest, hopefully he can emphasize those plays, but heavy run though.
Yeah.
But also, like what Cowboys do in the passing plays, have Dak do the no huddle, hurry up offense instead of waiting till 3, 2, 1, then hike. I mean, just get the ball down. But that's good. Dak means everything be perfect. Yeah.
Well, see, JB, the Cowboy fan saying is basically, we're at that moment now. I mean, he's going to need everything at this time.
Yeah, can't argue.
And we did say, just Cowboy Counter just said earlier, it's going to take more than just that. We got to talk about Tyler Guyton. Will Tyler Guyton be better this year, Cowboys Corner? I mean, we're still taking a risk. Which I know we don't know, but what do we do about this situation at this left tackle? Do we continue to try to keep pushing with Tyler Guyton, or do we just come to reality and say, hey, you know what, we're going to need a veteran here to play at this position? I mean, what would you do at this point?
I'm giving Tyler Guyton the benefit of the doubt because we had Mike Solari here who was using an outdated Tom Landry system. Okay? I like Clayton Adams. I like Connor Riley. Connor Riley, Kansas State coach. Clayton Adams was the offensive line coach for the Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
Clean slate for Guyton for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's a clean slate for me. If Adams and Riley can figure out and zero in on what his strengths and weaknesses are, build on the strengths, fix those weaknesses, and he can stay consistent, Tyler Guyton can play left tackle.
Yeah.
It's up to Tyler Guyton to soak the knowledge and learn how to play it.
That's so true. What do you think, PR Cowboy, of this left tackle situation?
I'm a total agreement to corner. I like the pick when we did it, and I'm not giving. I think I don't feel it's a Mozzie situation where Mozzie was playing with the third string and didn't even get to start. This kid got to start right away. And what do you make? How do you make his life easier? Well, we said what everybody's been saying. Let's not put him in pass protection mode 50 times a game. Run the ball behind him. Run the ball. Make it easy and simple for the kid, and don't have to make him pass protect the whole damn game.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
and I think the kid will be fine. I really expect the kid to be a lot daylight better from what he was last year.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me say this, and I think because Brian Schottenheimer had to sit up under Kellen Moore, watch the crap that he put out there. Then he had to turn around and watch Mike McCarthy put that crap out there. So maybe he had time to evaluate the pros and cons with this offense, the pros and cons with the team in general. So hopefully that, and I'm still riding on the fact that because we don't know what his offense is going to look like, that's going to help us several games starting off the season. But that has yet to be seen. But I really think if he sat back, as Brian Schottenheimer has sat back and kind of watch what Dak's strengths are, I think we all can say he's really, really good under center. He's really, really good with bootleg. He's really, really good. Well, he was at one time at RPOs. So as a coach, you're going to have to pick those things that helps Dak, not only Dak, but the offensive line and the running back. So he's going to have to take that, put it together, and create something that's going to make this offense go. I guess we can agree to that. I mean, what do you think, Danny?
No, listen, I agree with you. Listen, until I see Guyton fail at right tackle, his natural position, I still have to have hope for him. Because that's what he played in college. So then we drafted him and switched him to left. In the same token, I would not be shocked if 2026 we're drafting a left tackle. Because it'll be too you can't go out and get a left tackle in free agency. It's too expensive. Especially with the problems that this team has. We're gonna have to draft the next left. If Guyton is not the left tackle, we're gonna have to go out and draft it because the left tackles don't grow on trees, man. It's gonna be hard.
No, that's true. That's true.
They're very expensive.
And he didn't ask for this. Somebody said that he could do this, right? PR Cowboy. Somebody said he can move from right to left. And again, we know why he was at right because the quarterback was left-handed. So, he didn't ask for this. What you got, Cowboy corner?
No, I was agreeing with you.
But so he didn't ask for this, PR Cowboy. So again, we have to be patient with him. But again, I think with this offensive line, do you think we have enough to be able to be successful in the run game? Or there's outside of Tyler Guyton, is there some other issues we might need to look at?
I think your main issue is going to be that still, right? That's going to be your main issue, right? So you run the ball to your strengths. I think it's going to be BB, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton. That side of the line is where you're going to want to run behind. That's going to be your strength right there. And I think it is enough. And like I really hope. The one thing I want to see is, hey, it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. They got everybody lined up, and we're still running it. You know what's coming, and we're picking up still 3 to 4 yards. And that's what I want to see. That's what I'm hoping to see. And like I said, I think that's where your strength is. I think Cooper Beebe will be a lot better this year. You got, Tyler's, he's the anchor out there. So yes, I think on that from the center onto the left side is going to be where you gotta focus on, where you're gonna need to run the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Cowboys Corner, what do you got on your mind? Fill us in with something. I know your mind is going 100 miles out. Share something with us, what you got on your mind and what you uh, want to share with us.
I'm ready for week one. We can't go into week one theory. We can't go in week one thinking that they're gonna beat us. Because where's the energy? We need positive vibes. If we put bad things into the universe, we're gonna get bad things in return.
Thank you, Calvin.
And I get it. I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. I know what Dak is, but I'm leaning and I'm betting. No one has a crystal ball. I'm betting, guys, that Schottenheimer sat on this team for 3 years and actually was able to study these players that are retained over and put them in the best position to win. That's what I'm betting on. It's a rookie head coach. Daddy Savage loves Marty Schottenheimer. Am I putting words in your mouth, or do you like Marty?
Yeah, his dad was a good coach, a good regular season coach as well.
Can he sit there and watch his dad over the years of him coaching and take things from that? Can he sit there and watch Mike McCarthy and take things from that? Matt Eberflus being the Bears head coach, can he sit there and take things from that? He might be a rookie head coach, but he's been marinating for a while.
Yeah.
Now it's time to start cooking.
I love that in theory, but Jason Garrett also played under Jimmy Johnson, and he did not bring one of anything of Jimmy over.
But check this out. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He brought in the running game. The running game was strong in the 90s. That offensive line was strong in the 90s. Jason Garrett came in, and he fixed that offensive line, and he really believed in that running game. So he did bring that that aspect of it over from Jimmy's era. But see, the difference between Schottenheimer and Jason Garrett is Schottenheimer, his dad was a scout. His dad was not a head coach. That's the difference.
And the other thing you add on that, you look at the staff that they put around them. Yeah, I like we talked about it all season. I don't know about you. I love the staff they put. Like you said, you put a okay. Eberflus didn't have a great head coaching deal at the Bears, but he still had the experience there, right? So you bring him onto your defensive coaching staff. You bring some attitude with Adams from the Cardinals, and this is what I like about it. You're not just throwing a rookie coach out there like you did, Gary. Oh, we're going to make Leon let your defensive line go. You're going to make this, that, whatever. Whatever the case may be. The staff that they actually put around them is more convincing to me that I think he can do a good job with this team.
I agree.
I'm worried about the last 7 games of the season, not so much the first game. The last 7 games are brutal.
And I think that's what's going to carry us, man. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer, like I said, remember the coach the coach for Denver Broncos that came from New England? What was his name? Daniels, or
Josh McDaniels?
Josh. Josh came into Denver, man. He went 8-0. He went 8-0, and you have to ask yourself, how did Josh Daniels go 8-0? And he went 8-0 because no one had film on him. He never was a head coach. And he came out with something new. And it was like, people was like, well, wait a minute. How you stop this? They had no tape on him. It wasn't until the 9th game till they started saying, oh, we done figured him out. But see, Josh never made any adjustment. He kept trying to do the same thing over and over. So this is what I see Brian trying to do. Again, until they get tape on him, they're going to have to play. They're going to have to play on the fly. This defense is going to have to play on the fly because they don't know what this offense is going to look like. What you got, Cowboys Corner?
I like the reference, but it won't work. Josh McDaniels went 8-0 because no one had tape on him. He had tape on the opponents. He was cheating for 8 games. When the cheating got exposed, it went down the drain.
If you ain't cheating, you're not trying. I encourage you.
Well, damn. That's something I didn't know.
You're gonna laugh.
No, he wasn't accused of cheating, was he?
Yes, he was. He had people filming their practices.
Brady's last Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, he said, we're not practicing outside. We're practicing inside because he knows there's spies around.
Oh, man.
It happens in college football. We seen it in the Big Ten last season. And it goes all the way down to high school football.
Well, see, now, Jay is – go ahead.
Another thing. What I hate about Oxnard now is where they practice, they built houses all around. Where the stars at, all you gotta do is rent a hotel room. If you get the right room, you're looking at the practice field. I don't get it. All you have to do is buy an office suite in the Star in Frisco, and you have access to everything.
Well, you don't. You could be in the stands. They let you record it in the practices, so you don't even have to be in the hotel. You can sit right up there. They let you bring your cameras in and everything. So, yeah, that doesn't help either. So I don't know. Again, this is a new regime. This is a new coaching staff. So we'll just have to see see if he brings something different than what we've seen in the last few seasons. So, and basically what he talks a lot about culture, Cowboys champ. So, do you think that and we're gonna get on out of here. I had you guys over here long enough. Do you think he's bringing something different? I mean, as far as when he's talking about culture, is it possible?
I hope so. That's all I can say is hope so. You know, actions speak louder than words. But one of the changes when he making Dak and Parsons sit next together in the locker room.
Yeah, it's all about culture.
So
And this is the whole reason we're on here. And like I said, we're talking about some of the flaws that we experienced in the past and we've seen in the past. But again, like the title says, like it or not, they are America's team. And Cowboys Corner, I mentioned why they are the Cowboys. The Cowboys are America's team because guess what? We open up against the defending champions in week 1. But not only that, Cowboys Corner, we play on Thanksgiving and we play Kansas City. Okay? If that's not enough for you, Cowboys Corner, we're playing on Christmas Day. Give it up. That's right. We could be 1-17 and we can still help the ratings of anybody else's team. So let's give it up for America's team. Say what you want to say. We are America's team, like it or not. So that's where we are. And I'm looking forward to this season. I'm like you guys. I'm excited. I'm glad to say that we're getting ready for a new season. And hopefully, things go like we want them and we'll do a lot better than last year. So before we get out of here, I'm going to let everybody have their last words about their Cowboys. And we're going to call it a night. Starting with you, PR Cowboy, what you got, brother?
I'm excited like everybody else. We've been through these seasons where we know where we're going to go 5-11, we're going to win 4 games. The team was just bad, right? I don't have that feeling about this team. I am positive about this team now going into training camp. Say what you want to say, call me delusional, you want to call me delusional, but we're 0-0 just like everybody else to start the year and to get the division rivalry, hang up their banner. That's just going to draw more. That's going to get my blood boiling even more for Thursday night, and I'm ready to start it off.
So true. Cowboys champ down there below. What do you got? What's your final thoughts and what are your final words?
Well, I'm just going to just wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happened in training camp.
All right, that's what's up. All right. Danny Savage, talk to us, brother.
Nah, they just they got to stay healthy. 'Cause we don't have much depth at all, so they got to stay healthy. Hopefully, no injuries and. Take it game by game. There's nothing else. There's really nothing else more you can do. And
yeah,
if Thursday night, if that doesn't if that doesn't light a fire up your ass to go out there and I don't know what will. But then again, like I said, at the end of the game, I see guys switching jerseys and it makes me sick to my stomach, man. But they should be hyped, man. But you say they're America's team? No, Dallas is the world's team, man. That's what I said. It's bigger than that. Dallas is the world.
That's right. You can go to some small third world countries. One jersey you will see a Dallas Cowboys jersey there. Believe me. Cowboys County, what you got? What's your final thoughts and what's your final words, my man?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a few years ago, we were opening up Thursday Night Football against the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We were there and we were playing, and they televised the banner hanging. Back in 2011, when we played the Giants, they didn't televise the banner hanging. So we had, as Cowboy fans, we had to sit there and we had to watch this banner hanging. And this year's no different. We're going to have to watch that banner hanging. We have to take one on the chin and watch that banner hanging. But as you watch that with that Philadelphia Eagle team, and we take that one on the chin, I want everybody to say, why not us? Why not us? Why can't it be us this year? Rookie head coach, overpaid quarterback, fresh legs at running back, trying to rebuild this offensive line. We got Matt Eberflus in here. Why not us? Why not us?
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Now that's what I'm talking about. And I agree with you because I say this. I say because of not having any tape or film with Brian Schottenheimer and by him being able to have to sit behind this trash offense the last few years, he have had the chance to evaluate what he would do versus what they did. So I think he takes everything that he witnessed before and he flips it and he switches it and he put the right ingredients in it and he makes this big pot of whatever you want to call it and he puts it on the field and we see something totally different that we've seen in the past season. So again, I'm optimistic. I think we'll do a lot better and it's good to see that we got a real X receiver on the other side of CeeDee Lamb with a rotating running back room. So I'm really excited to see what this look like. And again, don't be surprised if we come out with the win on September 4th against the defending champions. Give it up. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank everybody that was in the comments. Everybody that came on tonight, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Everybody on the panel tonight, man. Again, we are who we are. We are America's team, and like Danny said, we're the world team. So say what you want, say what you made. It is what it is. But again, thank everybody on this panel. Cowboys Corner, where can they find you?
_ Cowboys Corner on Twitter. If you're sensitive, don't follow me. All right, I tell how it is, and I tell you how I feel, not what you want to hear. All right, Cowboys Corner right here on the tubes. We'll be going live here in about 13 minutes.
13 minutes. All right, Cowboys Chat, where can they find you, my brother?
Find me on YouTube. Right now, I'm changing the name back to Cowboys Champs.
All right, okay. All right, Danny Savage, where can we find you?
On YouTube, Danny Savage Chef Guru. Also on Twitter, Danny Savage Chef Guru. Mostly YouTube.
Right.
Hey, and can I say this? Follow Danny, the draft guru. He's already dropping names for next year's draft. If you guys want to spice up your knowledge, go follow my boy Danny Savage.
Thank you.
And now, what are you going to be live on tonight, Cowboys Corner?
We'll be on the Frisco Report, on Cowboys Corner, and on Cowboys Blog.
Okay. PR Cowboys, where can we find you, my man?
And you see me on TikTok, PR Cowboys, right there. You'll see me on TikTok. We'll get some lives going on, and here with the man G and the crew on Wednesday nights. You know how we do it. Like Cowboys Corner said, got good stuff, man. Don't come in if you're sensitive. You're gonna get fired up in that one for sure. It's good stuff.
So
Y'all
true.
make sure you catch that tonight.
That's so true. So before we get out of here, make sure you hit the like button and share this video, and also subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Also, what you see here, you'll see clips of these on our TikTok channel, which is called the Cowboy Huddle. So you can also go over there as well and check out some of the clips I'll be posting over in TikTok. So again, like I always say, guys, thank y'all once again. And like I always say, continue to stay safe and continue to be blessed. 2 fingers up. Deuces.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all, guys. That's